The 2024 MLB season has been nothing short of chaotic and controversial. Batters are facing a record number of strikeouts and injuries, with some even getting hit in the face. The league has seen a rash of issues, from jerseys breaking on the field to major player controversies. The players' union is in an uproar over the pitch clock, arguing that it's contributing to an alarming rise in arm injuries among pitchers. Meanwhile, a team's move to a new city has left its former fan base devastated, and there are claims of player demotions linked to something as trivial as wearing a wristband. The league's brightest star has been embroiled in a series of scandals, from accusations of gambling and deception to allegedly tricking a fan into giving him a ball. There are also allegations of him lying to the media to secure the largest contract in North American sports history with the Dodgers, and even breaking federal laws. Amidst all this turmoil, the 2024 MLB season has been a season of breaking records, though not in the way anyone would have hoped. At the heart of this disarray is the Chicago White Sox, who are currently facing what might be the worst season in baseball history. By April 22, just a month into the season, their performance was abysmal. They were on pace to lose 140 games, which would break the record for most losses in a single season set at 134. The White Sox were at the bottom of nearly every offensive category, including batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. Their offensive struggles were so severe that they had scored the fewest runs, hit the fewest homers, and recorded the least number of hits in the league. In a shocking statistic, the White Sox had been shut out in 36% of their games by April 22, the highest percentage in baseball history for such a small sample size. Their run differential was a staggering -85 after just 25 games, nearly 30 runs worse than the next worst team. The situation reached a nadir when the Cincinnati Reds came to Chicago and scored 27 runs in a single series, outscoring the White Sox at their own stadium more than the White Sox had managed to score there all season. However, the White Sox managed a remarkable turnaround in one series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Despite their ongoing struggles, they secured a 9-4 victory in the first game. The Rays responded with a 3-0 lead in the following game, but the White Sox staged an impressive comeback to win in extra innings. This resilience carried them through to the next day, where they completed a surprising 3-game sweep of the Rays. Despite this brief resurgence, the White Sox remain on track to finish with the worst record since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. That historic low point saw the Spiders averaging just 199 fans per game, and they were even forced to play their home games at alternative venues due to poor attendance. If the White Sox don't turn things around, they might face similar dismal fates as one of the most disappointing teams in baseball history. The 2024 MLB season has been marked by dramatic events and extraordinary controversies, but none have captivated the baseball world quite like Shohei Ohtani's offseason saga. Heading into the season, Ohtani was at the center of baseball's most expensive team ever, making headlines from December 2023. The drama began on December 6, 2023, when it was reported that Ohtani would make his final decision on where to sign within the week. This news ignited a frenzy among fans and media alike, leading to intense speculation about his next move. 2 days later, on December 8, fans uncovered a private flight from Southern California to Toronto. Rumors swirled when purported footage of Ohtani arriving at an airport with his agent and interpreter surfaced online. December 8 also coincided with Pi Day in Japan, a day regarded as a symbol of good fortune. Notably, Ohtani had signed with the Angels on December 8, 2017, adding another layer of intrigue to the timing. Further fueling the speculation, Blue Jays pitcher Yusei Kikuchi, who attended the same high school as Ohtani, had reportedly reserved an entire sushi restaurant in Toronto. Fans speculated this might be a celebration of Ohtani's anticipated signing with the Blue Jays. As the rumors intensified, baseball writer John Morosi confirmed through multiple sources that Ohtani was indeed en route to Toronto, suggesting that a deal with the Blue Jays was imminent. However, just an hour later, it was revealed that Ohtani was still in Los Angeles. It appeared that Morosi's sources had been misled, sparking confusion and disappointment among Blue Jays fans. Sensing an opportunity, the Dodgers quickly stepped in, making Ohtani an offer he couldn't refuse. The result was a staggering 10-year, $700 million contract, securing Ohtani's place with the Dodgers and crushing the dreams of Blue Jays supporters. In the aftermath, the Dodgers made headlines again by signing Japanese pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto to the largest pitching contract in baseball history. The addition of two of the biggest Asian stars to their roster set the stage for an exciting season. The Dodgers' opening series in Korea was nothing short of chaotic. Fans dressed up as Ohtani, Yamamoto, and even Ohtani's dog to show their support. The atmosphere was so charged that a bomb threat was made against the stadium. Despite the scare, police deemed it safe to proceed with the game. The situation took another unexpected turn when Yamamoto, the $400 million pitcher, had a disastrous outing, failing to get out of the first inning. Meanwhile, Ohtani faced his own personal crisis. He learned that his trusted interpreter, who was also his close friend, had stolen $16 million from his bank account to cover illegal gambling debts. This shocking betrayal led to the interpreter's dismissal and arrest, adding a layer of turmoil to Ohtani's life. These events seemed to impact Ohtani's performance, as he got off to the worst start of his career, failing to hit a single home run in his first 8 games. However, Ohtani's fortunes turned during a game against the Giants. He hit his first home run of the season, a significant moment for both him and the Dodgers. This homer was caught by a lucky fan, marking a pivotal point in a season already full of unexpected twists and turns. After Shohei Ohtani's first home run of the 2024 MLB season, a dramatic situation unfolded involving the fan who caught the historic ball. Security quickly surrounded her, trying to recover the ball as soon as the game ended. Ohtani later claimed he was able to meet her and arrange an exchange of gifts to get the ball back. However, the fan and her husband disputed this account, stating that the Dodgers aggressively pressured them into giving up the ball. The team reportedly offered 2 signed hats, a signed bat, and a signed ball valued at around $5,000, while the Ohtani ball was estimated to be worth over $100,000. They claimed the Dodgers threatened that the ball's value would plummet without proper authentication and suggested that meeting Ohtani in person would be impossible. This led to an outcry from fans who accused the Dodgers of exploiting and misleading the fan and suggested Ohtani had lied about the meeting. However, Japanese speakers clarified that Ohtani's statements had been mistranslated and that he never actually claimed to have met the fan. The following day, Ohtani hit another home run and, a week later, made amends with the fan by providing additional autographs and meeting her in person. This act of goodwill seemed to bring him good fortune, as he continued to hit home runs, including 7 in the subsequent 3 weeks. Ohtani's performance remained remarkable despite his injury, which kept him from pitching or playing the field. Although his chances of winning the MVP award seemed slim, especially without defensive contributions, he has emerged as a strong contender. As of May 7, Ohtani holds the second highest WAR, wins above replacement, in the league, with a 2.7 WAR, an unprecedented figure for a designated hitter at this point in the season. The closest competitor historically, Manny Ramirez, had a 2.0 WAR at the same time. If Ohtani maintains his current pace, he could become the first designated hitter in MLB history to win the MVP award. The season has not been without its controversies and mishaps elsewhere. Just 8 days after opening day, the Cubs experienced one of the worst pyrotechnic shows in sports history, adding to the season's chaotic atmosphere. In New York, the Mets were embroiled in conflict when Rhys Hoskins made a controversial slide, prompting a heated exchange with Jeff McNeil. McNeil, visibly frustrated, berated Hoskins and labeled him the dirtiest player he had ever encountered. Hoskins responded by calling McNeil a crybaby, and the arguments centered around Hoskins' history of aggressive slides, which the Mets felt were dirty despite being deemed legal by the rules. The second day of the season saw the first major brawl, triggered by the Mets' retaliation against Hoskins. The situation escalated when a Mets pitcher threw behind Hoskins, leading to a benches-clearing incident and a 3-game suspension for the pitcher. This conflict contributed to the Mets' rough start as they lost their first 5 games. Despite this rocky beginning, the Mets have since rebounded and currently sit third in the NL East, behind the powerhouse teams, the Phillies and the Braves. The 2024 MLB season has been rife with unexpected twists and controversies, and the injury epidemic among pitchers has become one of its most pressing issues. Amid these challenges, the Milwaukee Brewers have been a surprising success story. Projected to finish third in the NL Central, they currently hold the best record in the division, leading the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs made a splash this offseason by signing former MVP Cody Bellinger, represented by Scott Boras. Unfortunately for the Cubs, Bellinger was injured in April. Adding to Boras's woes, another of his clients, J.D. Martinez, also started the year injured. 3 weeks into the season, Blake Snell, another prominent Boras client, suffered an injury and posted an ERA over 11 before his setback. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events for Boras during a season already marked by turmoil. But the injury trend extends beyond Boras's clients. The baseball world was stunned when 3 top pitchers sustained serious injuries within just 48 hours. Yuri Perez, a Rookie of the Year finalist last season, required Tommy John surgery. Shane Bieber, a former Cy Young winner, also needed the procedure. Spencer Strider, a favorite for this year's Cy Young, joined them on the injured list with the same diagnosis. In total, 92 professional players have undergone Tommy John surgery in the past year alone. Among MLB's biggest stars, Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Garrett Cole have yet to pitch this season. Of the 10 hardest-throwing pitchers from 2023, 8 were on the injured list by April. The spike in injuries has prompted widespread concern across the baseball community. Many experts point to increased pitching velocity as a potential culprit. Modern pitchers are trained to throw as hard as possible with every pitch, leading to greater stress on their arms. The number of major league pitches clocked at 100 miles per hour or faster has more than tripled in just 3 years. Batters have struggled against these high-velocity fastballs, hitting .191 against pitches of 100 miles per hour or more compared to .281 against those at 95 miles per hour or less, a nearly 100-point difference. Despite the effectiveness of throwing harder, this approach comes with a higher risk of injury. Yet, not everyone agrees that velocity is the primary factor. The Players Association has shifted the blame to MLB in the new pitch clock, which they argue reduces the recovery time between pitches. They claim that the pitch clock, which players overwhelmingly opposed, is contributing to the surge in injuries by not allowing pitchers adequate time to rest. MLB, however, disagrees, asserting that there has been no meaningful increase in injuries related to the pitch clock in its first year of implementation. While this may be true for the MLB level, there is concern that the trend could change, as injuries in the minor leagues have surged since the pitch clock was introduced in 2008. Ultimately, the true cause of the injury epidemic remains uncertain. In 2022, nearly 49% of pitchers who appeared in at least one game ended up on the injured list at some point, underscoring the severity of the problem. As the league continues to grapple with these issues, it is clear that finding solutions to the injury crisis is crucial for the future of the sport. In some rare instances, injuries can unexpectedly turn into career-saving opportunities for players. Before diving into such a remarkable case, let's take a moment to hear from today's sponsor. There's no better way to enjoy summer than by catching a live baseball game, but finding tickets for you and your friends can be a hassle. Traditional ticket apps often come with exorbitant fees, charge high prices, and sometimes fail to deliver the tickets altogether. That's why I exclusively use Game Time for all my ticketing needs. For the past year, I've relied on Game Time for tickets to games, concerts, and even theater performances. They offer incredible last-minute deals, meaning the closer you get to the event, the cheaper the tickets can become. You can even view the seat's perspective directly in the app, ensuring you won't be surprised by obstructive poles or poor views. Plus, Game Time provides a lowest ticket guarantee, ensuring you get the best possible deal. Their flash deals and zone deals often lead to some of the biggest bargains you'll find. And now, with code BDE, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Simply download the app, use code BDE, and enjoy the savings. Terms apply, so don't miss out. Create an account and redeem code BDE for $20 off your first order today. Now, let's return to an incredible story of how a career can be reshaped by unexpected circumstances. Ronald Blanco's first week of the 2024 MLB season may very well be one of the most remarkable starts for any player in history. Blanco's journey to the majors was anything but conventional. He didn't begin pitching until he was 18 years old, a notable delay compared to most players from the Dominican Republic, who typically sign at 16. Blanco spent his early years working at a car wash and did not sign a professional contract until he was 22, when he joined the Houston Astros for just $5,000. It took Blanco 7 years to defy the odds and make it to the major leagues. Last season, at age 28, he was called up as a starter for the first time but was quickly demoted. However, this spring, Blanco received a significant break. With key pitchers Justin Verlander and Jose Urquidy sidelined due to injuries, Blanco was presented with an unexpected opportunity to secure a spot in the starting rotation. At 30 years old, Blanco recognized this might be his last chance to make an impression. He seized the moment, dominating throughout spring training. His final spring outing was particularly unforgettable. Blanco was set to pitch on the same day his wife was due to give birth to their second child. Despite the timing, Blanco managed to witness his daughter's birth and then rushed to the stadium to start the game a few hours later. His performance was extraordinary. He struck out 10 batters in just 4 innings. The Astros were so impressed by Blanco's resilience and skill that they included him on the opening day roster. This reaction, just hours after his daughter's birth, was a testament to his dedication and talent. A week later, Blanco made his first official start of the season and achieved an unprecedented feat, throwing a no-hitter, something he had never done in his professional career. Blanco has continued to be the Astros' standout pitcher throughout the season. If not for the injuries to Verlander and Urquidy, he might never have had the chance to showcase his abilities. Blanco's incredible journey from a late-blooming rookie to a leading pitcher highlights how, in rare cases, adversity can indeed pave the way for extraordinary opportunities. The Houston Astros have faced an unexpectedly dismal season, contrasting sharply with their recent successes. Their pitching staff has been decimated by injuries, with key pitchers like Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, and Luis Garcia all spending time on the injured list. Their veteran first baseman, Jose Abreu, has struggled so much that he's been demoted to the minors. This is particularly shocking for a team that has reached the American League Championship Series 7 years in a row. The Astros, who started the season with a promising 86% chance of making the playoffs, now face a daunting 44% chance and are currently in last place in their division. Remarkably, their record is even worse than that of the Oakland Athletics, a team that last year was on pace to record the worst run differential in baseball history. The Athletics' season last year was a disaster. They were last in the league in numerous categories and had not recorded a single win from their starting pitchers. The franchise has been trying to orchestrate a move to Las Vegas and, in many ways, seemed to be aiming for a rebuild. Despite this, one of the few bright spots for the A's last year was Estevez Ruiz, who led the American League with 67 steals. Ruiz started this season hot, boasting an OPS over 1,200 in the first series. Yet, he was promptly demoted, replaced by a player with a much poorer career OPS of 611. This move shocked fans, as Ruiz was considered one of the A's most promising young talents. Adding to the intrigue, rumors began circulating that Ruiz's demotion was linked to a wristband he wore. This wristband was associated with The Last Dive Bar, a fan-run organization that has clashed with the A's ownership. The organization, known for its opposition to the team's management, organized the infamous reverse protest night last season and has been behind many of the provocative signs seen at the Oakland Coliseum. This led to speculation that the A's were removing players who supported or were seen wearing the wristband from the Last Dive Bar. This theory gained traction when Brett Rooker, the A's most productive hitter, was also benched, and a photo of him wearing the wristband surfaced. Other players linked to the wristband, like Christian Petra and James Kylon, faced similar fates. Petra was traded and Kylon was cut. Tony Kemp, who wore the wristband, was allowed to leave as a free agent during the offseason. While it's unlikely that the wristbands were the actual reason for these moves, the A's dysfunction has made such theories plausible to some fans. In a further twist, the A's announced in April that they will relocate their games to a minor league stadium in Sacramento next season. The team will no longer be known as the Oakland Athletics and will simply be called the Athletics, with the hope of moving to Las Vegas in the near future. The construction of the new stadium for the Athletics is set to be completed in 3 years, but this development has left many in Oakland in distress. Stadium workers, who were not informed of the relocation plan, are facing job uncertainty and have reportedly been warned against speaking out publicly. Similarly, team store employees have been instructed to reduce the sales of merchandise featuring Oakland, signaling the impending name change. In response to dwindling fan attendance, the team has offered a deal allowing access to 45 games for just $99, an attempt to attract more fans despite the low per-game cost of $220. Amid these struggles, Estevez Ruiz, who was demoted to the minors earlier this season, has shown remarkable resilience. His demotion was initially explained as an opportunity to improve his on-base skills and reduce strikeouts, but upon his return, he quickly demonstrated his power by hitting a home run. Ruiz has continued to perform well, contributing to an unexpected 6-game win streak that brought the team's record to .500. Despite having the lowest payroll in the league, $20 million less than the second lowest team, the Athletics are surprisingly close to the top of their division. Shohei Ohtani's salary alone exceeds the combined pay of all the A's players. The franchise's strategy of trying to lose while preparing to move seems at odds with their competitive performance. Much of this success can be attributed to Mason Miller, who has emerged as a standout closer. Miller leads all closers in WAR, strikeouts, and WHIP, boasting an impressive strikeout rate of 53.7%, the highest in baseball. He has thrown 97 pitches exceeding 100 miles per hour, more than any other major leaguer. The only pitcher with more 100 miles per hour throws is still in the minors, Paul Skeens, who is generating significant buzz. Skeens, currently with the Indianapolis Indians, is considered one of the best prospects in baseball. At 6 feet 6 inches and 235 pounds, he throws 102 miles per hour and strikes out over 14 batters per 9 innings, with an ERA under 1. Batters are hitting just .175 against him, and his dominance has garnered media attention, often highlighting his celebrity girlfriend, Livy Dunn. Despite his impressive performance, Skeens remains in the minors, with fans eagerly awaiting his major league debut, which is expected within a few months. However, even with Skeens' dominance, he is not regarded as the top prospect in baseball. That title belongs to Jackson Holliday, who made headlines earlier this year. Despite being only 20 and not graduating high school until 2022, Holliday's rapid ascent through the minors was remarkable. After dominating rookie and single-A ball, he excelled in Double-A and Triple-A, earning a spring training invite and showing great promise. His hype was so high that a baseball card of his sold for $50,000 before he even played a major league game. The Orioles gave him a chance in April, though he struggled initially. Nonetheless, Holliday's potential remains enormous, and he is anticipated to be a major force in the future of baseball. This season, the debut of new minor league jerseys by Nike and Fanatics has sparked widespread outrage among players and fans alike. The issue began when the Orioles promoted top prospect Jackson Holliday, who had excelled at every level in the minors. However, Holliday struggled significantly upon his MLB debut, taking 4 games to get his first hit and starting his career with a dismal 1.430 record. His strikeout rate was a staggering 50% of his plate appearances, and after just 10 games, he had only 2 hits and 16 strikeouts. Recognizing his struggle, the Orioles decided to send Holliday back down to the minors, sparking frustration among fans who suspected that the team was manipulating his service time. Despite his early struggles, both Holliday and Paul Skeens, another highly touted prospect, are expected to return to the major leagues soon. However, their return might coincide with another major change: new jerseys. Nike and Fanatics admitted that their new designs have been problematic. During spring training, fans and players alike noticed several issues with the new jerseys. The lettering on the back of the jerseys was noticeably smaller, and during picture day, players' pants appeared see-through, leading to multiple viral photos exposing players' undergarments. As the season began, the problems continued. Jerseys were visibly sweating through, and Riley Green's slide at home caused a massive tear in his pants, a problem that has occurred with increasing frequency. The issues extend beyond just the fit and durability of the uniforms. Some teams, like the Cardinals, have not yet received their new jerseys, with deliveries delayed until June. The Giants' new jerseys are expected to arrive in May. Players have been vocal in their criticism, calling the jerseys worse than the old ones and likening them to cheap store brands. The Players' Union has even filed a formal complaint with the league, demanding changes to the uniforms. Nike and Fanatics have acknowledged these issues, and MLB has announced that changes are on the way. Nike will address the problems by the start of the 2025 season. The updates will include larger lettering on the jerseys, the option for players to custom tailor their pants, higher seam stitch counts to prevent ripping, a new moisture-wicking material to combat sweat stains, and improved zippers. These adjustments aim to resolve the issues and restore satisfaction among players and fans alike.